computer. Well, students, good evening to all of you. So guys, today we will discuss the paper educational technology. This is the exam preparation class of paper educational technology. Okay. I have already, shared with you the PDF file, right? So side by side, I open the PDF file and, we will discuss today's paper, right? So this is the PDF file. First of all, I open the syllabus also, right? So this is the syllabus and this is the PDF file. Okay, I will use both, right? PPT and the PDF file, which I have sent you. Okay, guys, right? So this file, I have this PDF file of 128 pages I have sent you, right? So both we will discuss, right? So first on the first page, on the very first page, syllabus is attached. Okay, you can watch the syllabus. You can see the syllabus. Educational technology. Please mute yourself. All of you, I request mute yourself because this lecture is going to be recorded. It is already recording, right? So I don't want there should be any noise should come, right? So please be muted, all of you. So guys, first of all, this is your syllabus, right? It is an exam preparation class. Side by side, I will give you the tips, okay, how you have to prepare. And side by side, I will discuss the important concept, okay, which should be clear to you. So this is your syllabus, right? So I can zoom out. Now it is, readable to all of you. In a unit 1, it is talking about educational technology. It is a very easy paper. First of all, I want to tell you, right? Okay, just whenever you have to start, just go through the syllabus first. Okay, unit 1, educational technology. Under the educational technology, it is talking about meaning and scope of educational technology and components of educational technology, right? Either you can say the components of educational technology or approaches of educational technology. Okay, you must remember there are 3 approaches: hardware approach, software approach, and system approach. Okay, as it is written. Then second part is the multimedia approach. Okay, 2 questions would come. You already know that out of a 2, you have to attempt 1, right? Next, unit 2. Under the unit 2, again, there is a very easy. This is the easy. This portion you have already done, right? Teaching portion, you can see that. Okay, under the teaching, there are modalities of teaching, right? It's a very simple. Guys, you can see that. It is written teaching as different level. Sorry, teaching as different from how the teaching is different from indoctrination, instruction, conditioning, and training. It is a very much easy that, right? And full-fledged question has come. You can see the last year paper. Even it is a very easy question has come. How the teaching is different from training, right? So sometime, teaching, how the teaching is different from indoctrination, instruction, conditioning, and training. Or basically, what these all things are the part of the education, right? But it's not education by itself. Okay, the purpose of a teaching is a different, purpose of training is different, purpose of indoctrination is different, instruction is different, right? So it's a very easy one. We will discuss. आगे आप देखिए next, stages of teaching. Already you have many times you have done stages of teaching. 3 stage होती हैं always: pre-active stage, interactive stage, and post-active stage. In a B.Ed, many times we are done, right? Pre-active में we prepare the topic, interactive में we interact with the student, and post-active we do the evaluation. Done. And teaching at the different level, ये देखिए, memory level, understanding level, and reflective level. The reflective level is the higher level of level of teaching, you can say that. On the reflective level, if the teacher is teaching to the student on the reflective level, that teacher will inspire the student how to learn it. Got the point? Reflective level is the higher level of a teaching. right? Memory level, understanding and reflective level, right? So third आपका part, okay. And in the fourth part, it is talking about program instruction. It is again a very easy. What is a program instruction? Basically, under the program instruction, we break down the problems into a simple steps, into a small steps. And these small steps is called the frames, right? So basically, under this types of programmed learning, remember, you can say program learning or program instruction, both are same thing, right? Under this, there are three things, types of program instruction. One is branching, one is linear, and one is mathematics. वो देखो लिखा हुआ है, it is written types, linear, branching, and mathematics. Okay. Now we talk about the unit 3. Under the unit 3, so under a unit 2, okay, here I will recommend you easiest part you can do that, right? This is the easiest part. Okay, long ke liye. Here I am talking about the long. This is our exam preparation class. Okay, side by side I will give you the tip. Side by side I will tell you the important questions. Okay, and how you have to prepare, and we will discuss. Okay, so first may I suggest to all of you, go for this educational technology. Always questions comes, you will get the question. Who define the educational technology? What are the components of educational technology? Or sometimes questions comes, what are the approaches of educational technology? Okay, approaches भी तीन ही हैं. There are three approaches: hardware approach, software approach, and system approach, right? And under second unit 2, you can go for teaching, because all three are very much easy, right? Modalities of teaching, stages of teaching, and different levels of a teaching. Okay. Fourth part we you have to do that. Okay. But here I'm just telling, okay, first you have to prepare main part, then go for the other part also, right, guys? But the 4 questions and short answers, it comes from the whole syllabus, right? Now, unit 3, right? Unit 3 again is a very easy, right? Under the unit 3, classroom communications and modifications of teaching behavior, right? So under the classroom communication, it is a very much easy, guys, very much easy, right? Communication process hai, concept of communications. Always questions comes, modes and barriers of communication process, or models of communications, Shannon and Weir or Barlow model of communications. और सेकंड पार्ट है मॉडिफिकेशंस ऑफ टीचिंग बिहेवियर. तो ये तीन ही पार्ट है, माइक्रो टीचिंग, फ्लेंडर इंटरेक्शन और सिमुलेशन. ओके, लास्ट ईयर पेपर यू कैन सी दैट क्वेश्चन हैज कम फ्रॉम द माइक्रो टीचिंग. Okay, last to last come from the Flender interaction analysis system or simulation. ये तीनों के तीनों हैं. These three are here. You should know that modifications of teaching behavior, it means it is talking about the modifications of the teacher's behavior. Okay, because the outcome of the student depends upon the teacher. Okay, there is a one very important line, guys. You all are going to become a teacher and principal. You should know that. Okay, stop blame game. Okay, ki student is weak, student is a problem, student is a very naughty, student is not punctual. Okay, this is all the excuses. I tell you honestly, I'm telling you, research says that, right? You have to work on yourself. There is a no problem of a student. In fact, many times I have told you, student is never weak on this planet. Only the problem is in the teacher. So in this syllabus, talking about the teacher's behavior. So all the three things, micro teaching, Flender interactional analysis system. Flender was an educationist, okay, who also gives the, his theory in order to modify the behavior of the teacher. And third is the simulation, right? Sixth one is the models of teaching. Again, models of a teaching. It is also for the teacher. It is also for the teacher, right? Models of teaching. Concept and needs, characteristics of a fundamental principles, different families of teaching models, right? In the notes, I have explained the 4 families. Okay, you can learn it. In fact, last time the question has come, what do you understand by models of teaching? Define the different families of a teaching models, right? one full-fledged questions. I have given you the notes. Okay, it is designed very effectively. And last में teaching models. One is Glaser model, second Brunner concept attainment model, possible advanced organizer model, social inquiry model, Cox and Messels. Right? So guys, either fifth part you can do or either sixth part you can do. Okay. Right? So I suggest you to go for the sixth part. Right? It's a easy one. Seventh part, I do last unit 4. Right? Unit 4 is talking about Unit 4 में all two parts are very much easy, right? I have gone through a whole syllabus already. I know that, right? Both part are very much easy, right? Seventh part, you can see that it is talking about designing instructional, right? Under the designing instructional system, it is talking about formulation. ये देखो, designing instructional. Okay, मतलब you have to design the instruction. Means it is talking about how the instruction you have to prepare so that when you will go to the class and start teaching, student can grasp it very easily, right? It is talking about the strategies of instructions, right? ये देखो, designing instructional system means strategy of instruction. For example, I'm teaching to you, I'm discuss with this lecture this with you. So I have come with a strategy, right? Before starting the class, I have made a strategy. I have to teach to the student from that way. So similarly, it is talking about instructional system, how you have to prepare the strategy. Or different strategies कौन-कौन सी हैं? What are the different strategies? Lecture, team teaching, discussion, seminars, tutorials and brainstorming. 6 हैं. Okay, इसी में से क्वेश्चंस आते हैं always. Last time question has come from lecture strategy, right? So it is very easy. The notes are given in the guide. You can see the guide. Okay, already it is a very good notes. That's why I have mentioned that, right? Or last में evaluation. Up now you have taught to the student, right? Okay, strategy you have adopted, you have taught. Now you have to do the evaluation. So evaluation two types है, norm reference test or CTR, criterion reference test, NRT, norm reference test, CRT, criterion reference test. So both sections are very easy. Even you can go for 7 or 8th is a very much easy. 8th is talking about distance education and open learning. You can see that applications of educational technology in distance education. Okay, first is talking about concept of distance education and applications of ET. ET means educational technology. Second, open learning system. Third, use of ET, applications of a ET with respect to student support services, evaluation strategies, or counseling in distance education. So nothing else. Okay. Some paper are general. 8th point is a general. Okay. So general you can write by yourself. Okay. 8th point is right. And 7th is again easy. So under the 3rd, you can go for the models of teaching, right? So guys, this is our syllabus. Now we discuss, okay, the last year paper. This is the exam preparation class. Okay. Now I have told you the important long questions which you have to do. You can go for, again, I tell you, under a unit 1, go for educational technology. Unit 2 may go for teaching, right? And unit 3 may go for teaching models. Okay, you can go for this also. And 4th may anyone you can select it, right? And instead of that, okay, you can see that, which content is easy for you. So first learn that particular content, right? Up now I come from the last year paper. ये देखिए guys, this is the last year paper, right? Educational technology last year paper. Under the compulsory questions, the question has come, meaning of educational technology, limitation, advantage of simulations, and place of a counseling in distance educations, right? Under a unit 1, the question has come, scope of educational technology in Indian scenario, right? Explain hardware and software components. I have told you now, components would come, right? Definitely questions come. वो देखो फर्स्ट में ही 2 आ गए क्वेश्चंस, मल्टीमीडिया अप्रोच भी आ गया वहां पर, right? Under second, you can see that it is a very easy question has come. Explain training, how the training is different from teaching. Okay. And under third, micro teaching, models of teaching, or fourth may lecture strategy, concept of a distance education. Okay. Now I move to my PPT so that we discuss from starting. Okay. Long questions. So first we are discussing the unit one, right? In this class, we will discuss the last year paper and the important questions, right? So I'm going to discuss unit one. What is the first question? What is the scope of educational technology in Indian scenario? Explain hardware and software components of educational technology. Okay, guys. Now I move to my PPT. So now you have to understand the concept. Okay, it is a concept. It is a most important concept of educational technology, right? First, you all have to understand this. Okay, this is your base basically, right? You know that under the SEM 4, three theory papers, one practical you have to undergo, right? Three papers you have to give. Already date sheet has come. You are aware of the date sheet. One practical. Practical always happens after the theory exams within 7 to 10 days, right? These are the three papers. First is inclusive education. Second, educational technology. Third, guidance. Or fourth, आपका dissertations. You are already aware of it. Now we are going to start the lecture. Educational technology. Guys, what is educational technology? As we have done the educational psychology in semester 1, right? As we have done the educational philosophy. Similarly, the meaning of a educational technology is using the technology into the education in order to improve the teaching learning process. Okay, must remember our education system is a full of problems. There is a problems in a curriculum, problems in the teacher, problems in the student, problem in the subject. There is a lot of problems, right? So now sometimes students are far away, right? So educational technology means it includes the numerous various types of technologies, right? Like text, audio, video, images, streaming video, includes technology. ये देखो streaming video, I'm talking with you on the Zoom. This is the technology. Guys, I'm taking your lecture on the Zoom. Now it will come on the YouTube, right? After this, right? This is a technology. I'm using the technology. So, this is the first application you have got it with the help of a technology. Technology we use in the education process. For which purpose? In order to improve the educational process or in order to improve the teaching learning process. This is called the educational technology. Got it? So, educational technology includes various types of a media like text, images, graphic, animation, streaming video, and includes technology applications and processes such as audio, video, tape, satellite, TV, CD, computer-based learning, as well as local internet, intranet, extranet, and web-based learning. वो देखो underline. Now I have underlined the main important point. Okay, you should have the copy and pen. You can also underline it, guys. Right? Then you can only understand it, right? By watching the whole video, you can't understand. The main thing is you should have a copy and pen. Take your copy and pen and you can underline the same. I have underlined that. So these all the technology we have to use in order to improve teaching and learning. It is important to keep in mind. It is important to keep in mind that purpose of educational technology and in bracket also referred as instructional technology, right, is to improve education. You can see the picture also. You can see the two images, right? See the images. It is written 21st century classroom. You can see that. Students are there, teachers are there, right? They are using the projector. They are using the digital board. They are using the media. Some noise is coming. I request you, please mute yourself. See that. Are you muted or not? Okay, please mute yourself. right? In a class, you can see that, projector, computers, laptop, right? People, right? So educational technology, basically, it also includes, in a short way, we can say that it includes the men, media, and people, right? You can see it, right, guys? So now we talk about some of the definitions, which is also very important. Definitions. Definition as said by the Kulkarni and Bloomer, right? As the Kulkarni has said, educational technology may be defined as the application of laws as well as recent discoveries of science and technology to the process of education. Right, guys? This is a very easy definition. You can learn it. Okay. Once you learn it and you write it, you get a very good marks. Bloomer has said educational technology is an application of scientific knowledge about learning to the practical learning situation. Right? And in the last, I have mentioned, hence, educational technology is a system in education in which machine, material, media, men, and method are interrelated, are interrelated and work together for the fulfillment of specific educational objective. Got it? So, guys, here, okay, so you have to broaden your view. Okay, you do not have to restrict. Educational technology is a merely computer, internet, and media. Okay, this is not educational technology. Educational technology is a very comprehensive term, right? Internet, media, multimedia, right? These all the technology which we are looking today era. It is a only part of educational technology. It is a one aspect. Educational technology includes machines, material, media, men, and method. Okay. So do not compare that. Do not think that the computer technology, internet, it is a educational technology. It is not an educational technology. Computer, multimedia, internet has come only 25 years before, 30 years before. Okay. But educational technology, it came in, around 1950. Okay. Concept of the operant conditioning theory, right? So it is so guys, technology, when I use the word technology, do not think that I'm only talking about internet and multimedia or computer. If I'm talking about the technology, you can see my finger, you can see my gesture, the way I'm understanding to you. This is a technology, right? If the teacher is smiling in the class by listening the answer of the student, this is a technology. It is a many years back, right? You can't say that only internet, computer, multimedia is a educational technology, right? Technology means skill, right? So next we talk about scope of educational technology, because our first question was scope of educational technology and the components of educational technology, right? So what are the scope of educational technology? Just see it. The scope of educational technology is behavioral technology, instructional technology, teaching technology, finding out clearly the educational goals and objectives, development of curriculum. Number 6, in the teaching learning process, the teacher is a main controlling authority. 7th, development and selection of teaching learning strategies. 8, teaching learning process. 9, effective utilization of a hardware and mass media to work for effective utilization of a subsystem of education. So the scope of education technology is very vast. Even educational technology term is a very vast. It is a very comprehensive. Even all the three components or approaches of educational technology, whether it be hardware component, software component, or system analysis or system procedure, system, approach. These all three also come under the scope of educational technology. Okay, you can write it. Okay, so now we learn, two, three main points. Under the scope of education technology, one is a behavioral technology. So, guys, I ask from you, what is a behavioral technology? Guys, you have to modify the behavior of the student by using the different laws from the different applications from the psychology, philosophy, right? You should have a knowledge. Many times, that in my lecture, I have already told you, to become a good teacher, to become an effective teacher, you should have a sound knowledge of a psychology. You should have a good sound knowledge of a philosophy. You should be aware of the teaching learning process, teaching techniques, skill in teachings. Only then you can become a very good teacher, effective teachers. So behavioral technology means with the help of these, you have to change you have to modify the behavior of the student. If you do not know about the behavioral technology, how you can say that you can teach to the student? You cannot teach to the student. Teaching is not everybody's cup of tea, right? So, what do you understand by teaching? I ask from you. This is a simple question. Okay. Teaching means, guys, you know the child first. You know the psychology of the child first. You know the subject first. This is a teaching. Irrespective, you are not good in communication. You are not so good in communication. You are not so good in on your subject. Okay, but your attitude is good. You know the child very good, right? You can teach the child in a better way, right? So behavioral technology. So under the behavioral technology, emphasis on the use of a psychological principle in learning and teaching, so that the behavior of the teacher and pupil, means student, may be modified in accordance of the teaching objective, right? Instructional technology, the instructions you are giving, passing to the student, it implies the application of a psychology, sociology, scientific principle and knowledge to the instruction for achieving the specific objective of learning. Teaching technology, how you have to teach, right? Without the B.Ed, that's why B.Ed has become the mandatory to becoming a teacher, and M.Ed has become the mandatory for the principal. Why? Because you know that now, some years before, without the B.Ed or M.Ed, teachers are teaching in the schools. This is the reason, right? Why we are behind from the other countries. Because without the knowledge of a B.Ed or M.Ed, without the knowledge of a teaching methodology, we have become the teacher and principal and we are teaching to the student. Actually, we are cheating to the student. Till now, we have cheated the student, right? I'm not saying that. Research says that. Okay. Without the knowledge of his skills, you are teaching to the student. It means you are the person who has killed the reasoning power of the student. I again request you, please mute yourself. Those who have just joined, please see that are you muted or not. So because this lecture is going to be recorded on online, right? So guys, you should have the knowledge of these all the things that comes under the scope of educational technology. Development of a curriculum, guys, if you are not good in the educational technology, how you can develop the curriculum, how you can teach to the student, how you can modify the behavior of the student, how you can pass the instruction to the student, how you can evaluate the student. Right? So these all the knowledge you should have. That's why it has there is a saying now, teaching is not everybody's cup of tea, right? In India, even still we have a lack of teachers, dearth of teachers, right? So guys, these are all the points you can learn from the notes also. Okay. In the PPT, I have cleared these all the things in front of you. Okay. And in the last, I have again written, hence, educational technology. See the last para. Hence, the educational technology is a system in education in which machine, material, media, men, methods are interrelated and work together for the fulfillment of a specific educational objectives. Right? Guys, whatever the technology is going on in today's era, and being teacher, being principal, you are not aware, and because of that you are not aware, obviously you are not teaching to the student. So this is not going to be a good with the students. Okay, because this is our duty to train to their students. This is our duty. Okay, so the outcome of the student always depends upon the teacher. Okay, so scope we are done. Now next we talk about the most important, always this questions comes, components of educational technology, right? There are three components, okay? Mostly two, three components are also important. The third one is also most important. There are three components of educational technology. Number one is hardware component. Second is software component. Third is system analysis or system approach. Okay. What is the meaning of a hardware component? Technology in education. You have gone through this line many times in your book and guide. Technology in education. What is the difference between technology in education and technology of education? It means it is talking about hardware approach and the software approach, or hardware component or the software component. Got it? Hardware components means technology in education. And what is technology? Just we have discussed various types of a technology: audio, video, text, graphic, internet, intranet, multimedia, streaming text, all the technology. When we use in the teaching learning process in order to solve the educational problem, it is called the educational technology. So technology in education means hardware component. Okay, technology. And I make simple for you. Hardware means the tangible things. You can touch it, right? Chart, graphics, right? Audio, video, you can touch it now, right? This is called the hardware components, right? Technology in education. Okay. Software components, technology of education, right? You can't touch here software components, right? Here we are talking about different type of methods, how we have to deliver the content to the student, different strategies, teaching methods. We should have the knowledge, the way we have to deliver into the mind of the student. These things we can't see now. We can't see. So this is a software components technology of education, right? Next is system analysis, system approach. This is called is the management technology, right? It includes the whole education system, right? In the coming slide, we discuss in detail all the three. Okay, starting from the first, hardware components. So see guys on this slide, this is a very important slide. Hardware component means technology in education. It means second bullet is it involves electronic devices based on the scientific principle and techniques, right? And its origin is in the physical science and applied engineering. It is a product-oriented approach. I have underlined it. It is a product-oriented approach. Product है ना, you can touch it, right? Okay. We use the audio, visual aids, we use the chart, graphics, text, material, projector, a lot of things we use. These are the technology we are using in the education. This is a product, right? Product oriented approach. It is concerned with the productions and utilizations of audio visual aids, materials such as chart, model, slide, film strip, audio cassettes, sophisticated instrument and gadgets such as radio, television, films, projector, tape recorder, video player, teaching machines, computer, etc., and mass media. Right? These all things. Do you use these all things in your teaching? Huh. If not, you must use it, right? These all things, right? Okay. So only come in the class and teaching to the student. This is not a teaching, right? Teaching means you have to stimulate the learning power of the students. How you can stimulate? Once you use all the things, all the technology, whether it should be hardware, software, right? In short, the last line, देखिए, this is the most important. In short, I have written, even in the notes, I have written, okay, these all the materials I have taken from the PDF, which already I have given to you, right? In short, mechanization or machinization means this is called the hardware approach, hardware component means use of machine like CCTV or AV aids, projector, TV, computer, and other gadget in education in order to improve teaching learning process, right? So hardware components में 3-4 things you must remember. The questions would be easily understood by you. Product oriented approach है, technology in education है, mechanizations है, machinization है, right? We are using it. Hardware approach. Now, second is software component or software approach, right? Technology of education, right? All your gesture, your smiling face, your way of style, your style of teaching, these all include your strategy, teaching methods, teaching techniques, how you motivate the student, how you stimulate the learning power of the student, behavioral science, right? These all comes under the technology of education, right? Software components means technology of education. It is sometimes referred as teaching technology, instructional technology, or behavior technology, right? Guys, teaching is nothing in a one line, right? What is teaching? Teaching means whatever we are doing now, B.Ed, M.Ed, 2-year B.Ed, 2-year M.Ed, right? What is the crux is that? The crux is that, right? We have to modify our behavior as well as students' behavior. This is called teaching, right? Means to know the student first, and according to the child, according to the interest of the child, attitude, aptitude of the child, we have to provide the educations to the child. This is the crux of teaching. This is the crux of a B.Ed or M.Ed. Got it? Now this thing you learn in a 1 day or 1 year or a 4 years or a many years. It depends on you, right? This is a teaching. And to learn if you are teaching in the class, there are 30 students in the class. You must be aware of the 30 minds, right? This is called the emotional intelligence. You know what the other person is thinking. If you do not have the capability to know the person, what he or she is thinking, so then there is a need to practice more and more to become effective teachers, right? So under the software components, it is called technology of education, right? It is sometimes referred to as teaching technology, instructional technology, behavior technology. Its origin, uska hardware components का origin आया था, from the physical science, है which we can touch. And here is a behavioral science origin and apply aspect of a psychology of a learning. It is a process-oriented approach. Dekho underline, I have underlined. Hardware component was the product-oriented. This is a process. Because it is a process now, we are changing the mind of the student. We are delivering the content into the mind of a student. Before that, we are stimulating the learning power of the student. Only then we can insert the content into the mind of the student, right? So first we have to ready the student for the learning. The first step is that if the student is not ready, you cannot teach to the student. Even you have taught to the whole book, he will not understand if he is not ready to learn, right? You should be ready to learn. Now whole of the 3-4 months you don't study. Now you know that there are only 10 days left, 6 days left, you start study, Hana? Your mind is ready, content is directly going into your mind. process oriented approach. Next is utilizes the knowledge of the psychology of a learning to produce learning material, teaching learning strategies, etc. And in the last, I have written it in short. Up here, what is happening? Instead of making the use of machine, we are using the certain laws of behavioral science and scientific application, both from physical science, social science, such as psychology, sociology, philosophy, management studies, etc., to solve educational problems and to improve teaching learning process. Got it? So, jo bhi humne, whatever the subjects we have learned, in the first semester, we learned the psychology, right? The first paper, your first paper in the first semester is the educational psychology, then educational studies, right? Then in the second semester, we are done with the philosophy of education, sociology of education. Third paper was the curriculum study. Fourth paper was the teacher education. These all the things now we are learning. Okay. For which purpose we are learning? To change to improve the teaching learning process, to change, to modify the, students behavior, right? As well as teachers behavior. Okay. Now, the third component is the system analysis approach. Okay. It is very much important. It is called the management technology also, right? It was developed after the World War II. The origin of a system approach technology is computer science. As such, it has a scientific base. It gives a scientific base in designing, applying, and evaluating the educational process to derive the desired specific educational objective. System approach, being scientific in its base, helps to study the problem of educational administration and management in a more scientific, more economic, and more effective way. So guys, इसमें what you have to learn it, system analysis में you have to learn it. It is concerned with the management administrations, okay, in order to solve the in order to improve the educational process, right? So in the next slide, the concept would be more clear. Now you can see that system approach or system analysis, it is a systematic application of educational technology to the whole system of education. You know what was happening under the hardware component, we are using the machines. Under the software components, we are using the material, behavioral science, psychology, right? Methods, right? Now, system approach. What we are doing the system approach. In a system approach, this is the application or approach or component of educational technology to the whole education system. And now I have underlined that. Please see it. And considers the process of education from entry behavior to the terminal behavior as one whole. Entry behavior means starting, terminal means up to the last. It incorporates all aspects, all parts of the whole education system, such as pupils, teacher, curriculum, content, instructional material. इसमें सारा कुछ ही आ गया. Everything has come, right? Means it is a, studying to all the things, right? In order to improve the teaching learning process. In the system approach, the next is, in the system approach, a continuous effort is made to modify the system through continuous comparison of a different roles played by a man, machine, and media, and to produce a right and proper scientific instructional design to meet all the objective outlined, right? Everything ke upar we are working that, right? Whatever the new things you are looking at, it has come because of, applying to the whole education system, right? So these are the three approaches. I hope you must remember, and these are very important. Always question comes, right? Side by side, you can see that, okay, we open the last year question also. So we are discussing the first questions. What is the scope of, ये देखो, ये last year paper है ना, educational technology. So first, ये देखो, what is the scope of educational technology in Indian scenario? Explain hardware, software components, right? We are done with. Now we discuss multimedia approach. You can learn it. It is again, easy for you because the concept is clear to you, right? You can see it. Next is under unit second, we discuss the characteristics of a programmed instruction or programmed learning, right? So what is a programmed learning? Now you can see the programmed learning. This is a unit 2, right? Unit 1 we have discussed. Under the unit 1 we have discussed the educational technology, meaning, right? Then scope of educational technology and all the three components, right? Hardware, software and system. Now we are discussing the second one, unit second, programmed learning. That question has come in the last. Under the programmed learning, guys, the important thing is that uh, principles of program learning, right? What are the principles of a program learning, or all the three things? Branching, linear and mathematics. Okay, you must remember, it is a very easy, right? So here discuss what is a programmed learning. Programmed instruction or a learning is an instructional method that present information logically broken down into the small steps, each appearing on the separate card or frame. Learners work through the program at their own pace, receiving feedback to confirm their understanding of the material. The key element of the program learning are self-pacing, immediate feedback, and reinforcement to ensure long-term retention of concept. अब ये आपके लिए है. This is for you. This is for the teacher. Whenever you study, whenever you learn the topic, whenever you learn the M.Ed topic, first of all, you have to think yourself, you are going to become a teacher. You are going to become principal. Okay, this is for you. You should have the knowledge how to break down the problems into the small steps, right? For example, class. What is class? Class is a collections of many students. In your class, there are some intelligent student, some average student, some below average student. So guys, it depends upon you. Whenever the whatever the topic you are preparing, right? You have to prepare in this way. It should be understood by the intelligent student and average student and below average student. Okay, if you prepare according to the intelligent level, so this is the insult of the below average. They will not keen interest in your class, and you say that he or she is a naughty student. He is not caring that. Okay, basically problem is in you. Okay, you didn't prepare the topic according to the level of the student. So you must know that how to break down the topic so that they can learn through the self-pacing, immediate feedback, and reinforcement to ensure long-term retention of concept. Right? The term programmed learning has been coined from principles of operant learning. देखो ऑपरेंट लर्निंग को किसने दिया था? ऑपरेंट लर्निंग. बीएड में यू हैव डन दिस थियरी ऑफ लर्निंग. ऑपरेंट लर्निंग developed in a psychological laboratory on the basis of an experimental study conducted on animals by the Skinner of Harvard University in 1943. So, this technology we are talking in 43. 43 में कहां से कंप्यूटर थे? राइट? कहां से मल्टीमीडिया इंटरनेट था? देयर वाज नो इंटरनेट, नो मल्टीमीडिया, नो. ओके, सो यू कैन थिंक दैट this is educational technology. Okay, how big it is, right? And you must have the knowledge. Without this knowledge, you know uh, we cannot teach to the student. We can't become a teacher and principal. This is the reason, right? Programmed learning. Okay, guys. So the outcome of the student depends upon the teacher, because we must have thoroughly knowledge of these all the teaching methodology. Only then we can teach to the students, right? So program learning, you have come to know that from where the concept has come. What is the meaning of a program learning? Okay, the question was asked. Now we directly go to the notes. The question was asked, program learning or principles or instructions, right? So हाँ ये notes 128 pages, right? Programmed instructions, right? So अब directly we discuss from the notes. Okay. Yes. This is a your third questions, right? Programmed instruction. Unit 2 है ना, we are discussing the unit 2. ये first हमारा हो गया. What are the year? Fourth questions है ये. Okay. Last year paper ना, we are discussing the last year paper, right? In a notes. In a notes, front I have solved the last year paper, then I have attached the notes. Okay. The revised file today I have shared with you. ये देखिए, what are the characteristics of a programmed instructions? What are the principle of a programmed instruction which are essential for developing any type of a program? Program instructions, we have done it, right? And you know, characteristics of a programmed instruction, because it should be structured sequence, self-paced learning, immediate feedback. Okay, reinforcement, adaptive learning, and cost-effective, consistent delivery and accessibility. Hence, its main focus, program learning ka the main focus is to bring desirable change in the cognitive domain of the learner's behavior. Cognitive domain, right? Cognitive domain kya hoti hai? Domain, there are three types of domain, right? Cognitive is related with the memory, thinking. Okay, you have to work on these three domains. You have to develop among the students. You have to develop in the students, right? Cognitive domain you have to work, cognitive domain and affective domain. Okay, if you yourself is not having the knowledge of these three domains, there are three domains of a learning, right? The meaning of a teaching, the meaning of, okay, the purpose is we are in the profession of teaching and learning, right? But in the learning, it is a simple answer. There are three domains of learning. Whether the student would learn from the cognitive, है ना, वो या तो cognitive ज्यादा होगा, या effective ज्यादा होगा, या cognitive ज्यादा होगा. Okay, he must be more intelligent due to the cognitive domain. He must be more emotional due to the affective domain. He must be more having the knowledge, having the good in the motor activity due to the cognitive domain. These are the three domain. Okay, इससे ऊपर तो कोई है नहीं है. Right? Now 30 students are in front of you. Okay, if you have the mastery of the three domains, all the students would get the 100% marks. Got it? Right? So program learning, the main focus is to bring desirable change in the cognitive domain of the learner's behavior. Why? Because the problem you have breakdown in a simple frame, and now from that way student can learn according to their pace of learning. You are providing immediate feedback, reinforcement, right? So principle kar lo, the most important are, what are the principles of a programmed instruction? Okay, it is based upon principle of a small steps, right? Teach to the students from the small steps, from simple to complex. Okay, not with the complex situation. Small steps, then active responding, right? Then principle of immediate reinforcement. Whatever you have taught to the student, there should be a reinforcement. Otherwise, learning would be decreased. There is a need of a reinforcement. Guys, teaching does not mean you come in the class, given the topic, and you have forgotten. No, you have to do the evaluation of that particular topic, right? You have to give the reinforcement of that particular topic. Principle of a self pacing, principle of a student testing and evaluations. आगे ना वो पांचों चीजें आ गई, right? Okay, so ये भी हो गया हमारा. Okay, sixth question was, it has come in the last paper, sixth one. Okay, total 9 questions are there na, right? Sixth is elucidate means explain, है ना? Explain the procedure of micro teaching, what are the disadvantages of micro teaching for developing teaching skills? आप देखो उसने क्या किया यहां पर एग्जामिनर ने. अब ये टॉपिक, दिस टॉपिक इज वेरी मच इजी, माइक्रो टीचिंग. अंडर द माइक्रो टीचिंग व्हाट आर द कंटेंट, व्हाट इज अ माइक्रो टीचिंग, प्रोसीजर ऑफ माइक्रो टीचिंग, एडवांटेजेस, disadvantages of a micro teaching. अब he has written what are the disadvantages of micro teaching for developing teaching skills. Disadvantage क्या है? Means micro teaching क्या चीज है? What is micro teaching? Micro teaching means developing the teaching skills, and he is asking disadvantage of micro teaching for developing the teaching skills. Right? It means you cannot mug up and you can give the answer if the concept is not clear to you. That's why I focus on the concept. And the rest material you can learn from the book or notes. This is the reason when you are writing the paper, okay, whatever I have focused on that, you remain in your mind. Up here, we have to learn what are the disadvantages of micro teaching for developing teaching skills. Okay, so first of all, we should know that for developing a teaching skill, micro teaching is not only the skill by which we can learn the whole teaching procedure. Okay, this is a new innovation. Okay, and you can't say that before this teacher were not trained, है ना? ऐसा तो नहीं है ना? So first we understand the micro teaching, then we understand what is the procedure of micro teaching. Third, we have to understand what are the disadvantages of micro teaching. Okay, so what is a micro teaching? So micro teaching क्या होता है? So I explain instead of going through here. Okay, I explain you what is micro teaching. Basically, guys, listen to me very carefully. Right? You know what happens when we are delivering the topic, any topic. Okay, we are delivering the lecture. The duration of the lecture would be 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Am I right? Okay, you are delivering in the class. In 35-minute lecture, okay, you must know that you deliver more than 15-20 skills in front of the student. This is called the teaching. For example, you have come in the class, how you have to start your topic. This is also a skill. Many teachers don't know that. Many teacher comes direct into the class and start giving the instruction into the mind of the student. Right? Okay. So this is not a teaching. Basically, first of all, you have to make ready to the student. Okay. You have to ask some of the questions. Okay. So that student should be ready to learn it. Okay, guys. So give me only 10 seconds, guys. Only 10 seconds. Okay. Okay, guys, sorry. So, micro teaching, what is the meaning and procedure of micro teaching and disadvantages, right? So, basically, in a class, when we deliver the lessons, so there is a need of a lot of skills. We should have the knowledge of how to start the topic, how to write on the blackboard. Writing on the blackboard, it is also a skill. Okay. So how to engage the student, how to show the audio visual aids to the student, and after end of the class, how to recapitulate the lecture and how to give the homework. These are a lot of skills we use in the class, right? So what happens when you are a B.Ed trainee or M.Ed trainee? So there are a lot of skills. Okay. So you are trained, you are being trained in particular one skills. For example, okay, you have taken the admissions in the B.Ed. Now you don't know how to teach that. So first of all, before going to the teaching practice, what the teacher does that, teacher takes the help of, gives the example of one skill. Okay, how to start the topic. So teacher will understand you. How you have to start the topic. Always start the topic with the previous knowledge. First of all, you have to ask some of the questions from the student. Okay, so students are giving the answer, then you have to announce your topic. So what happens? You are being trained in a particular one skill. Okay, so you are being trained by the teacher in a particular one skill, and the duration of the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, 5 to 7 students are there. So you are again and again, you are be trained in a particular one skill until you get mastery over it. Right? So this is called the micro teaching. Once you know from these one after the other skills, okay. So now you have come to know that many skills. Now you are prepared for the macro lessons, macro teaching. Right? So now we see the definition. What is a micro teaching? Micro teaching is a training procedure aiming at simplifying the complexities of a regular teaching process. Because the student B.Ed trainee cannot become the trained in directly trained in the whole of the teaching process, because there are a lot of steps. Okay, so only he trains in a particular one skills by the teacher. So micro teaching is a training procedure aiming at simplifying the complexities of a regular teaching process. In a micro teaching procedure, the trainee, means B.Ed trainee, is engaged in a scaled down teaching situation. It is a scale down in terms of class size. ठीक है, क्लास साइज भी 5 to 7 स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, 10 स्टूडेंट्स होंगे. राइट? सिंस द ट्रेनी इज टीचिंग ए स्मॉल ग्रुप 4 to 6 पीपल्स, ये देखिए, the lesson is also scaled down in a length of class time and reduced to 5 to 10 minutes. It is also called scale down in terms of a teaching task. Right? Means instead of trained the student into a 30 or 35 minutes, what we do that, we train the B.Ed trainee in a one skill. Only the duration of the time duration is a 5 minute. There are 4 to 6 people, and we train the B.Ed trainee in a particular one skill, and we do this process again and again until he gets mastery. Then we go for the second skill, third skill, and so on. Right? So that particular skill is called the micro teaching. Micro teaching is a scale down teaching. Under this micro teaching, only trainee is trained in a particular one skill. The class time is, duration of the class is 5 minutes. Students are 4 to 6. Okay, this is called to scale down teaching, right? Allen, what the Allen has said. According to the Allen, micro teaching is a scale down teaching encounter in a class size and class time. पासी सर ने क्या बोला है, ये बी के पासी है. राइट? पर्सनली इन आई नो दैट, आई हैव मेट द पासी सर, आई थिंक 20 years बैक. ठीक है, द नेम ऑफ पर्सन इज बी के पासी, फुल नेम. अकॉर्डिंग टू द पासी, और पासी सर, गाइज, यू मस्ट रिमेंबर, बी के पासी इज नोन एज फादर ऑफ माइक्रो टीचिंग. यस, ओके, यू मस्ट नो दैट. He is a father of micro teaching. This questions many times comes in the seated exam. According to the Pasi, micro teaching is a training technique which requires student teachers to teach a single concept using specified teaching skills to a small number of people in a short duration of time. Another concept is clear to you, no? Already I have discussed. So micro teaching is a training concept that can be applied at the pre-service and in-service teachers. ये देखो, pre-service, who are the pre-service teachers? Who are pre-service teachers? Those are doing B.Ed or M.Ed. They are called the pre-service teacher. They are called the prospective teacher. They are called the future teacher. Okay. And who are the in-service teachers? Those already in the job. Okay. So micro teaching is for the pre-service teacher. But here you will ask, sir, why it is written for the in-service teacher? Because they have done the B.Ed or M.Ed. Sometimes for the teachers also, there is a need of a, there is a need of a refresher course. There is a need of professional course. Okay. Because teaching kya cheez hai? What is teaching? Teaching is a skill, and skill fades with time if we don't practice every day. So sometimes for the teachers, that's why, na guys, it is said that if now you have become the teacher and principal, you can participate in the seminar, conferences, refresher program, professional development programs, right? You must participate it. Okay. So for example, for your professional growth. So it is for the pre-service or in-service teachers, in-service stages, matlab teachers in the professional development of the teachers. Okay. Hence, in last, okay, we can say that micro teaching is relatively a new innovation in the field of a teacher education. It provides an opportunity to select one skill at a time. Again, and practice it through scale down, encounter, and then take others in a similar way. Scale micro teaching is a scale down teaching to reduce the class size 5 to 10 students, to reduce the duration of a period, राइट 35 मिनट का पीरियड होता है ना, उसको रिड्यूस करते हैं ड्यूरेशंस को. ओके, द ड्यूरेशंस हियर इन द माइक्रो टीचिंग इज 5 to 10 minutes. ओके, to reduce the size of the lesson, to reduce the teaching skills. Okay, how we can train the new trainee into a 30-minute class? Na, he cannot go directly into the class and teach to the 30 minutes. Okay, so first of all, he gets trained in a 5 minutes, a skills one a time and other. Okay, up now we understand the procedure of micro teaching skill, which is the most important, right? Procedure. Ye dekhiye guys, procedure in a micro teaching skill, it is also called the cycle of micro teaching. ये देखो, ये होता है this happening, right? क्या क्या हो रहा है ये देखो. फर्स्ट, स्किल की डेफिनेशन ऑफ द स्किल, डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन by the teacher, lesson planning, conducting lesson, discussion and conclusion, then again replanning, reteaching, rediscussion, redoing, skill definition, फिर demonstration, फिर lesson planning, फिर again conducting lesson, discussions, replanning, reteaching. ये cycle, it goes on running, goes on running until student gets trained. B.Ed training gets trained in teaching at a particular one skills. Okay, this is a procedure of micro teaching. So all the 8-9 points you have to explain under the procedure of teaching skills. So what is a skill definition? ये था ना, ये देखो फर्स्ट स्किल डेफिनेशन, ये रहा स्किल डेफिनेशन. ये देखो सेकंड इज डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन. ठीक है, थर्ड लेसन प्लानिंग. ओके, ये देखो आगे स्किल डेफिनेशन, डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन, लेसन प्लानिंग. अंडर द स्किल डेफिनेशन ये देखो पीपल टीचर or the supervisor defines a certain skills. The skills of micro teaching are defined regarding the teaching behavior. Demonstration is the second step in the process. Lesson planning होता है, फिर conducting a lesson, discussion and conclusion, replanning. Means वो B.Ed training है ना, he is doing these all the things. He has to go through this cycle of micro teaching unless he gets trained. Okay. After the, ये देखो, after the end of every session, the cycle is repeated, again repeated, because the repetition is continued until the required skill is mastered. This process is repeated while attaining all the required skills. From that way, guys, we learn. Okay. So ये भी एक example है programmed instructions की, right? Okay, ये हो गया हमारा questions. Okay, done. We are done with. Next 7 questions are total 9 थे ना, this is the 7th. What is the concept of models of teaching? Describe different families of models of teaching. Okay, models of teaching क्या चीज होती है? What is a model of teaching? This is for the teacher. Model of teaching means how you teach to the student, how you plan, how you make strategy, how you have to deliver the content in front of the students. This is the models of teaching, right? concept of models of teaching. Development of models of teaching is one of the recent innovation in the teaching. The core teaching process, ये देखिए बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन है. The core teaching process is the arrangement of environments within which the student can interact and study how to learn. A model of teaching is a description of a learning environment. क्या बात है, बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड है जी, डिस्क्रिप्शन. एन इंपॉर्टेंट पर्पस ऑफ मॉडल ऑफ टीचिंग इज टू assist the teacher to have a wide range of approaches for creating a proper interaction environment for learning. Again, a model of teaching is a plan or pattern that can be used to shape curriculum या curricula, to design instructional material and to guide instruction in the classroom and other settings. Basically, the model of teaching are the prescriptive teaching strategies. Again, the new word has come, the very effective word, prescriptive. Whenever, our friend having a headache now, we prescribe particular tablet. So model of teaching are the, here you can see that I have, selected models of teaching are the prescriptive teaching strategies designed to accomplish particular instructional goals. Guys, in our class, we have a 30 student. We cannot teach the 30 students in the same method, right? In the same strategy, right? We have to understand the mind of the student first, right? According to that, we have to make the strategy, how we have to teach. और उसके लिए we should have mastery, we should have trained in hardware component, software component and system analysis. Got it? चलिए जी, मॉडल ऑफ टीचिंग क्या चीज है? इट इज ए ब्लूप्रिंट ऑफ द टीचिंग एक्टिविटीज. ओके, बेसिकली आ जाते हैं फैमिलीज. जॉयस एंड व्हील, ये नाम यू मस्ट रिमेंबर, यू डू नॉट हैव टू फॉरगेट this name. Joyce and Wheel, they gave the concept of models of teaching. Joyce and Wheel, they have said it. Teaching models are just instructional designs. They describe the process of specifying and producing particular environmental situation, which, ये देखो ये लाइन बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन, द लास्ट लाइन, which cause the student to interact in such a way that specific change occurs in his behavior. Now tell me guys, already many times I have told you, the student is never weak. Even Joyce and Wheel, he has also proved it. We are the persons, we have to create a situation so that which cause a student to learn, right? Teaching क्या चीज होती है? Again, one point has come. Teaching means, already I have said that now, to know the student, and the second point should be cause to learn. This is a teaching. मतलब being teacher, you should have the knowledge, you should actually cause the student to learn, right? Which cause the student to interact in such a way that specific change occurs in his behavior. Got it? Teaching models होते हैं. अब ये characteristics पढ़ लेना. This is also simple. Okay, we talk about the families, different families of models of teaching. Basically ये Joyce and Wheel और इन्होंने, they have given the 4 families of teaching models. 4 families. कौन सी हैं? Informational processing, personal models, social interactional and behavioral model. I have explained in 5-6 lines in the notes. Okay, you can learn it, it's an easy one, right? Ye 4 families. For example, behavioral model, it will talk about how the behavioral changes, okay, should come in the students, okay, in the children, how you have to modify, right? How you have to present the content, राइट? तो ये सारे इंफॉर्मेशन, पर्सनल, सोशल इंटरेक्शंस, राइट? सोशल इंटरेक्शंस के अंडर यू विल टॉक अबाउट social, you have to make the student social also. Even teachers, you have to, because this is for the teacher, right? You have to remain the social, राइट। पर्सनल मॉडल के अंदर यू हैव टू इंटरपर्सनल एक्टिविटी, है ना, यू हैव टू मेक अ हुक विद द स्टूडेंट्स। तो दीज आर फॉर द टीचर्स बेसिकली, राइट। तो ये 4 फैमिलीज हैं जो लास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन हैज कम, राइट। व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड बाय द teaching models? We are discussed characteristics, we are discussed, and what are the families of teaching models. So these are the 4 families, right guys? ये देखो, फर्स्ट है इंफॉर्मेशनल प्रोसेसिंग मॉडल, पर्सनल मॉडल, सोशल इंटरेक्शनल मॉडल, और ये बिहेवियरल मॉडल, राइट। देन इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ टीचिंग मॉडल्स, है ना, वी हैव जस्ट डिस्कस्ड इंपॉर्टेंस, और लास्ट में कंक्लूजन। ये देखो, आई एम जस्ट डिस्कसिंग विद द नोट्स व्हिच आई हैव गिवन टू यू, ओके। सो इट्स अ वेरी इजी फॉर यू। दस लास्ट में, मॉडल ऑफ टीचिंग आर वेरी इफेक्टिव टीचिंग स्ट्रेटेजीज विच आर मेंट फॉर ट्रांजैक्टिंग स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक टू द स्टूडेंट। चलिए जी, 8th क्वेश्चंस, ठीक है, दिस इज द सेकंड लास्ट। एक्सप्लेन लेक्चर स्ट्रेटेजी, इट इज ए वेरी मच इजी। व्हाट आर द डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ ए लेक्चर स्ट्रेटेजीज फॉर टीचिंग लर्निंग सिचुएशन, राइट। वो जो क्वेश्चन आया था ना पहले, इट वॉज what are the disadvantages of a micro teaching for the teaching skills? So you can write that micro teaching is a new innovations, okay. It is also a one skills for developing the teaching skills, okay. But sometimes, matlab, we can't say that this is the only skills by which we can become the master in the teaching skills, okay. I have given a one paragraph over there, okay. Because if you have no knowledge about the micro teachings now, then you can give how the disadvantages of a micro teaching skills, right guys? The same here, he has asked, explain the lecture strategy. What are the disadvantages of a lecture strategies for teaching learning situation, right? So you must know the lecture method. So this is about the lecture method. Teaching by lecture is a probably one of the oldest method used by the classroom teacher. As a widely practiced method of teaching, a teacher can reach a large number of students at the same time. A large amount of a material can be covered in a short period of time. This is a teacher-centered method involving largely a one-way form of a communication from teacher to student. Okay, first you have to talk about the lecture method. ये सारा lecture method चल रहा है. Okay, then you have to talk about benefits of the lecture method, because the question is asked, explain lecture strategy, है ना. So then you have to, isn't it, benefits of lecture method of teaching: time efficient, because you can teach to the large group in a very short time, right. Organized lesson structure, easily scalable for larger group. And what are the skill required for the lecture method? So naturally, you are delivering a lecture method, you should be a good in communications, you should be good in a time management, you should be good in a creative, you should have a creative skills, time management skills, class management skills. Okay, अब ये strategies है आगे, right? Next we talk about disadvantages. Second thing of the question, disadvantages of lecture strategy for teaching learning situation. तो ये डिसएडवांटेजेस की हमने बात करनी है, ये सारी डिसएडवांटेजेस, ठीक है. इट इज रिटन, इट इज अ सिंपल वन गाइस, यू कैन लर्न इट, राइट. ओके, द लास्ट क्वेश्चंस has come. What is the concept of a distance education? Describe the benefit of a open learning system. Okay, you must knowledge of the distance education and open learning system. Actually, what is the difference in it? Okay, basically it's not a big difference, because online system is also a distance education system, okay. But what happened in the online system? Okay, first we understand the concept of a distance education. Distance education is a kind of a learning that takes place outside of the traditional classroom, in a physical location and at a specific time with the use of technology, right. Distance education, those who cannot come into the class, hana, we provide the distance education courses. वही चीज है ये. Distance education is defined as a using non-traditional approach to the delivery of instructions for the purpose of education. What is the need of distance education? To meet the educational demand, lifelong education, universal education, to provide home education, right? To take advantage of a technology education. What are the benefits of distance education? There is a flexibility, adaptability, no need to travel. By sitting at home, you get the material by post, by correspondence. Accessibility है, save time and energy है. अब ये लिमिटेशंस आ गई हैं, ये क्या क्या इसकी लिमिटेशंस हैं, ठीक है. अब नाउ बेनिफिट्स क्या है ओपन लर्निंग सिस्टम के? तो हियर यू हैव टू टॉक अबाउट ये open learning system that also come under the distance education, but here there is a, you know, 1 2 points which makes a different. The goal of open learning is to broaden access to education, which can be done in a variety of ways, right? तो open learning system क्या चीज होती है? Open learning refers to an educational approach that allows learner to have greater control over their learning experience, right? Means under the open learning system, student can take very easy subject for him or for her. Okay, this is an open learning system. Okay, ये देखो, it emphasizes flexibility, self-paced learning, and learner autonomy. In open learning, student have the freedom to choose their course, study material, and learning method according to their individual need and interest. It often involves a mixture of online resources, textbook, multimedia material, and interactive platform. Okay, this is the only the very minor thing, right? Between the online learning and the distance education. Okay, although this is also a part of a distance education, है ना? From far away. तो वही पॉइंट आ जाएंगे, अंडर द ओपन लर्निंग सिस्टम में देयर इज अ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है, सेल्फ पेस्ड लर्निंग है, पर्सनलाइज्ड लर्निंग है, एक्सेसिबल एजुकेशन है, कॉस्ट सेविंग है, कोलैबोरेशंस है, क्वालिटी एंड रेलेवेंस है. Hence we can say that open learning is helping democratize education by making it more affordable, accessible, and attainment to the students no matter their location or income level. It also helps students explore new industries before investing in an often costly, more formal education. In an open education system, every professional can pursue lifelong learning. One example I just want to give you, Udemy. Lot of course on the Udemy in a very, you know, very cost effective way, in a very simple prices. Okay, means the cost of course is a 1 lakh rupees. With the help of a Udemy platform, which is an open learning platform, you can do within a 5,000. Right? So this is open learning system, right? So guys, ye humne we have, thank you so much for the class. So we have discussed all the, you know, 9 questions comes on the, you know, last year paper and the important questions, right guys? So you can see the last year paper. ये देखो, unit 1, second question, scope of education technology, multimedia approach. Then characteristics of a program instruction, unit 2, explain training. ये तो simple ही है. Under the unit 3rd, we have discussed, ये देखो, elucidate the procedure of micro teaching. What are disadvantage of micro teaching? Then 7th, we are discussed concept of model of teaching, describe families of models of teaching by 4 families. Okay. 8th, we are discussed lecture strategy. Or 9th, we are discussed distance educations. Right. So in the syllabus, we have almost, you know, covered all the things, right? So now you have to prepare for, you know, for your next paper, right? So guys, thank you so much for this class. Thank you so much.